A shocking 1.2 million people in New Zealand, that's almost 1 in 4 of us, were victims of crime last year. But there's an even more startling figure in the Ministry of Justice's Crime and Victims Survey released today. Just 2% of the adult population were the victims of a whopping 39% of all the crime committed. When it comes to sexual assault, the number of offences reported remains stubbornly low, only 8%. And over the 12-month period, 1 in 9 adults in the rainbow community was sexually assaulted, more than 5 times higher than the New Zealand average. There have also been more burglaries, but interestingly, fewer victims. Ashley Yates has more.
This highly invasive crime is on the rise.
That is because a small number of houses are being repeat burgled on a much more frequent basis.
So while there are more burglaries, it's happening at fewer homes, from 12.1% of homes in 2018 down to 9.3% in 2021.
Whilst this survey doesn't get into why that may have happened, we do believe that this is a time where people have spent more time in their homes, as they've been in different various levels of COVID alert levels, and it's meant that the opportunity for burglaries has fallen.
71% of Kiwi adults had no experience of crime last year. The survey found you're less likely to be a victim if you're male, aged over 60, Asian, retired, or not under financial pressure. But if you're under 30, Māori and sexually diverse, you're likely to experience more crime. A list that Chief Victims Advisor Kim McGregor finds worrying.
We have to focus on those who are being harmed and look at who's doing the harm. And what we find is that when people who harm find a person they can harm, they will often repeat that harm over time.
About 1 in 9 adults in the rainbow community were sexually assaulted within the 12-month period. That's more than 5 times higher than the New Zealand average.
These statistics are really concerning. They're quite similar to what we've seen over the last 4 years that the survey's been done, and we're not seeing them drop. So it really shows that a lot more needs to be done and that special attention needs to be given to our rainbow communities.
The Minister for Family and Sexual Violence expects the prevalence of harm's higher than what's reported and wants more people to come forward.
It's the first time ever that we've got a nationwide response, a coordinated response, bringing together all of the agencies to work together to improve this, especially for rainbow people and rainbow young people.
There is a movement happening in this space, but we now need to see more leadership from these agencies and kind of government to match what the community is leading themselves.
To turn around statistics that are a shock to most, but a harrowing reality for far too many. Ashley Yates, Newshub.